Hey, so I have a couple of problems. First one is all this. I'm kind of sick right now. The second one is I have a very serious addiction. I mean, be careful, guys. This is going to be a totally serious video here. In order for you to better understand my addiction, I'll take you back a month ago. My friend and I went out into town and we were just having a good old time. We ended up going to this little place called Goodwill. Don't know if you ever heard of it. And while we were there, I saw that they had a really good selection of books. And of course, me being the person I am, I just couldn't help myself. I ended up picking up just a few books. Christine by Stephen King. The Dead Zone by Stephen King. First edition, I might add. And Insomnia by Stephen King. Now at the time, I didn't think anything about it. I just found a few really good books for really good price, you know. Didn't think that this would start anything serious. Good God, I was wrong. 2 nights later, we went back to that same Goodwill. I ended up picking up a few more books that I didn't see the first time. Cujo, again, by Stephen King. Just so you know, I'm a huge Stephen King fan. The Milwaukee Murders, which is about Jeffrey Dahmer. The Green Mile, shockingly enough, by Stephen King. Boston Strangler, it has no dust cover or anything, but it's about another serial killer. Now again, I wasn't thinking that I was developing anything serious here, so I just moved on. And then, a couple days later, ended up at another Goodwill, and I got even more books. Dolores Claiborne by, Stephen King. The Silence of the Lambs by Thomas Harris, you know, Hannibal Lecter. Awesome stuff. And Different Seasons by Stephen King. Now, the prices at this Goodwill, since it was a different location, was a bit different. And it was a little upsetting at first, but I got over it. Because, hey, I'm still getting good books at really cheap prices. So, not gonna let it bother me. And then later I found out that I could have found the same Different Seasons at the original store for much less. And that kind of hurt me, but I digress. Now, later on that day, I ended up going to Barnes & Noble. Because I was just on a real good, I'm gonna buy some books mood, you know. You've been there before. And at Barnes & Noble, ended up picking The Dark Half by, Stephen King, again. Because I really love the idea of this book. And we'll get into that some other time. And this is when I started noticing something a little strange. Now, I'm looking at all these books that I just bought. And I'm thinking, wow, I really struck gold here. I got a bunch of good books, really good prices, didn't have to spend all that much money. Then I realized I've bought about 11 books in less than 2 weeks. That's more books than I've ever bought in such a small period of time. I don't have a problem, do I? No, of course not. It's just books, and it's something that I'm actually going to be using. It's not a waste of money. It's not a waste of money. And then things continued. Dead and Family by Charlene Harris, part of the True Blood series. Found this at a Goodwill. Dead and Gone, from the same series. I found this at a local bookshop called Bookworm Books. Really great place for good books. And an old paperback of The Stand. I mean, how could I pass this up? It was only 10 cents, man. And then back at Goodwill, picked up Dark Water by Sharon Sala, The Devil in Grey by Graham Masterson, and then Switch by Kevin McCauley. All authors I'm not even familiar with, books I'm not even familiar with, and yet I bought them anyways. Why? Because I was at Goodwill and I had the change in my pocket to buy them. And then a few days later, Brain Droppings by George Carlin. I mean, how can I pass this up? It's George fucking Carlin. He's a comedy genius. Or was, because he's dead. And then A Walk Among the Tombstones by some guy. I mean, this sounded interesting. And then I found out that it's going to be made into a movie starring Liam Neeson. So how could I pass this up, honestly? And then I went back to that local bookstore, Bookworm Books, and found Black House by Stephen King, Peter Straub. 10 cents. Can't pass that up. Angels and Demons, you know, it comes before the Da Vinci Code. How to get this? It was only 10 cents, honestly. Cross by James Patterson. Ever read any of the other Alex Cross books? Hell no. I don't care. 10 cents. I'm buying it. Wizard and Glass, the 4th volume in the Dark Tower series. How could I pass this up? Because it's the next book I even need to read. So, bam, right here. I got it. I don't have to worry about it now. People Live Still and Cast Down Corners by Tony Burgess. It was recommended to me by a friend. I ended up having to buy this online because I couldn't find it anywhere. And then Hannibal by Thomas Harris. I mean, now I have all three. I have Red Dragon that I got from a teacher back in like junior year of high school. I just picked up Silence of the Lambs like 2 weeks ago. And now I have Hannibal. Now I just need to find Hannibal Rising and I can finally enjoy Hannibal Lecter in all of his entirety. Now, by this time, I'm looking at my change jar and I notice, man, I don't have a lot of quarters in here anymore. What happened to all my quarters? Then I realized, Goodwill happened to my quarters, man. Goodwill and that local bookshop. They've been stealing all my quarters like it was a fucking arcade. And then I realized, no, it's not just Goodwill and Bookworm books. It's books in general. They're just, it's like they dug their claws into me and they're just dragging me around like I'm some rag doll. But did that stop me? Of course not. I went back to that local bookshop and I got 4 more books. All by authors I don't know, stories I don't even know, but I bought them because, hey, the plot sounds a little bit interesting to me, so why not? Oh, of course, except this one, Mario Puzo, he wrote The Godfather. Otherwise, yeah, I have no clue who the rest of these people are. And yet, I got them anyway. Why? 10 cents a piece, man. 10 cents. This is 40 cents. 4 books. How could I pass this up? Now, before we go on further, let me tell you that for about a week there, I went a good while without even thinking about going to a Goodwill or that local bookshop, Bookworm Books. I didn't even think about it because I was thinking, you know what? I have plenty of books. I have over 20 new books that I need to read now. I don't even need to touch. I don't even go near another bookstore for a good while. Then what do? A week later, I go back to that local bookshop, Bookworm Books, and I get 3 books. Underworld Evolution, and In Carlito's Way. Why? Well, over the first 2, I like the series, so why not? In Carlito's Way? I don't fucking know. I just wanted the book because it was 10 cents. All of these are 10 cents. So here we are, nearly a month later. Not even nearly a month later. Exactly 1 month later, and here I am with 32 new books. 32 books. 32 books that I'm going to read sometime in the next century or so, and 32 books that are in a good home, and 32 books that I'm now going to be addicted to. I'm going to be and all that shit because I just had to buy 32 new books in 30 days. So now you might be asking yourself, well, what's the moral of the story here? Well, there really isn't one. It's just that I love books, really. So yeah, don't take me to a bookstore because if I have the money for it, I'm going to buy as many books as I fucking can. 32 fucking books, man. Well, I'll see you in the next month, see if I buy any more books. Later. Fucking books, man.